Many people eat good food, right? But the right food amount, that's where they miss the link. And once you miss the link, definitely you're not going to get the rightful result that you need. So it's actually important to understand actually what you are eating, right? Because the chicken that people eat, if you don't know what is in chicken, you don't know the nutrients with each chicken. You just eat chicken because you see people, maybe you see your father, your mother, your family started eating chicken, and since you grew up within the home, and then every day they cook chicken, and then you decide to eat chicken without you knowing what they're eating chicken, fish, and other we can list other food, right? So it's very important that you understand the science behind them, right? What are the nutrients that you get from it, right? Because if you actually know them, you actually know how to manage which food I'm supposed to eat at certain age. Maybe when I'm young, I'm supposed to drink milk. Maybe when I'm old, I'm supposed to limit my sugar intake, just like that. So that's when diet comes is very much important. Hello, do
Okay,
you
so
hear what I said? Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get
yes,
it.
we got what you said, and I believe that our audience also heard what you said. So
All
when
right.
you have been speaking, or when you were speaking, you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
some things that are understood as poor
Mm-hmm.
diet. Yes, I can believe that. So I would like you to make a clarification to or explanation to clarify that, sir, what
All right.
actually poor diet is, because this particular nutrition aspects actually have to do with how does the body relates to the food intake.
Sure,
So
sure, definitely.
by looking up to those things, I would like you to make our audience aware of what actually this food diet means. What is the meaning of this term? How do
Mm-hmm.
they get away with this particular term, food diet? And then what is that long-term benefit when they have getting away with the food diet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you so much for your question, sir. All right, so let's go back to it again. Right. So, like I said, and you just indicated, like nutrition is different from that of diet aspect. And when we discuss in nutrition, we inject diet within nutrition because the food and that of the body they are in connection. So let's your question is on diet, right? This food diet thing and the implication on our long-term health, right? So let me break it down and be simple. So when we're talking about diet, food, nothing else. It's all about food. It's all about food. It's all about food. Using food in the varieties of way to get the positive outcome, right? In other words, understanding the concept. So let me just do justice and just break this whole diet thing down in a sense that many people they are eating, they don't know what actually the nutrients that they get from food. Because when we talk about that, these things are important that you know them, right? That we know them, right? So, like I said earlier within my explanation, we have micronutrients and we have macronutrients, right? We have micronutrients and we have macronutrients. So that of the macronutrients, right? Why we see carbohydrates, fats, and that of protein. That is the macronutrients. And the micronutrients we have vitamin, we have mineral. We have vitamin and we have mineral, right? And all these things they are very much important. All the food that we eat, these things they are in it. So actually understanding food diet. When you're understanding food diet, it implies that these things you must understand them. Because if you don't understand these things that just listed, definitely you're gonna miss the link. And in order for you to acquire that long-term health or vitality that you admire, right? Maybe in your old age, you must first begin to understand them because they are the basics. The basics. If you lack the understanding of them, definitely when you grow, when you decide to eat food without the knowledge of them, you're going to miss the link. Like I said, you're going to miss the link. So it is important that we understand diet because our long-term health depends on them. Our long-term health depends on them. So, like when I started this conversation, I started with a point. I said majority of the diseases that we see in the world today, right, originated from that of the food that we ate, right? The food that we ate. So, an individual, I'm making an example again, an individual is always consuming a lot of carbohydrate food, sugar drinks, and so forth from his young age, adulthood, and now he's in his old age. So that individual, he's not exercising, he's not doing anything with his life, but he continuously consuming that sugary drink, consuming that carbohydrate food in excess without any remorse, without any idea. All he or she know that he must eat. Once the food is sweet, he must eat. He must eat. He must eat. Definitely, that individual going to end in casualty, right? Because of the pattern. You know, the body don't just diseases don't just attack or randomly just like that. You know, it's a system granting small. It's just like there's a story that people usually say that like the older people in Liberia they say they can be waiting for your pot to get food. Whenever you do bad, they keep it. Whenever you do bad, they keep it. So just how it is. So every time you eat, you eat wrongfully. You don't eat the proper diet, right? For your you don't consume in the proper food. Definitely, you continue to do that. Decades pass. So forth, you go from one age to another, from one transition point to another in your life. Definitely, at the appointed time, that disease will come to you, and once that disease comes, you will be like, how this happened to me? How do I get this disease? Even though there are times we have genetics disease, like normally diabetes, arthritis, and other diseases. Sometimes might be, from the genetic aspect, right? But that of the one cause from the food that we eat, it takes time gradually. It takes time gradually. So understanding diet is very much important. It's very much important. The reason I'm pressing on this is because if an individual don't understand this, and maybe a person may ask, is that a proper diet for people to follow? Right? Maybe people will be wanting to ask, right? Because I'm just talking about diet. Diet is important for our life and so forth, right? So other researchers and other prominent people in the society and other organization like the WHO, the FO, UNICEF, and other health sector, have recommended few diets for people, right? For example, we have that of the DASH diet, which is for that of the heart. We have the Mediterranean diet, and we have series of diet. When you go there, you're going to see all this diet, what they are for, and then all this kind of thing, right? So let me just give an example on that of the DASH diet, which is very important because the DASH diet talks about our heart. So the DASH diet comprises of you eating food that will enable your heart to function well and prevent your heart from all the cardiovascular diseases, right? Like I listed some: heart attack, arteriosclerosis, blood pressure, and so forth, right? So, and if an individual don't follow that of the DASH diet, right, definitely he or she gonna have problem with that of the circulation. Fried pizza, burger, 11 p.m. Every 11 p.m. Every 11 p.m. I must eat burger. I must eat pizza. I must eat French fry. Every day, every day I must consume that. So with that, you are heading to a danger zone. Why? Because looking at the complexity of that of the food that you're eating, if you actually understand deeply in that of the food that you're eating, the pizza, the 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 burger, and that of the French fry, these foods, they are considered as junk foods. They are considered as junk foods, and within this food, we have something called trans fat. Trans fat. That subtopic is under the general topic fats, or in other words, lipids, right? So, and the result of eating trans fat food gonna lead to so many dangerous diseases, right? So if an individual found himself, he or she is eating that, definitely, maybe at times he might not know, right, from your question, from your perspective, right? So, for example, again, let me put it in another way. So I don't know, and then I'm eating that. So you will see that at times the result gonna show, the negative implication gonna show, right? So you're gonna see yourself, you're gonna start getting big stomach and so many factors, so many physiological changes gonna happen in your body, and you're gonna feel some things within your internal system, and all these things they are indices that you are not on a good path, right? From the point of you not knowing actually what you are eating, the implication, the negative implication, you're going to see its outcome. Then you're going to realize that, hey, because of this, this piece I've been eating like this, my belly is growing up and I'm feeling somehow. Maybe I cannot breathe good. And as soon as run, I'm like something heavy on my chest, and that of maybe I have reflux and all this kind of thing. So from the implication, then the result in your body, you're gonna know that from the person who is ignorant of the knowledge of nutrition. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So that's all for now.
All right. Thank you so much.
Miss Patrick. So we will go to Brother Ebek. Ebek, you have 3 minutes to interact with the guest. Your questions, contribution of comments. So Ebek is frozen. Okay, Ebek is back.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
So, will be something that you are going to explain to the general public. What are these reasons, or what is the major reason that diet actually matters? Because those common people, they doesn't know why diet matters. So you can just tell us what's the main reason, or what are the major reasons diet matters, please.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Ebek. So let me lay this point down. So nutrition is different from diet, right? But we see that diet can also be discussed in nutrition, because diet is the study of foods, the science of food, understanding those very foods. Because with obesity, we're going to see cardiovascular diseases come in, right? So there's one disease called arteriosclerosis, right? Arteriosclerosis. There's a plaque clot stuck within the line of the artery, right? And that is caused by fat deposits. So when an individual have had this condition for a long time, and there is no, he or she is he's not doing anything, but he's just adding those junk foods, eating a whole lot of fats and consuming a whole lot of things without the proper recommendation. Definitely that some of the diseases that he will have, right, which is that of arteriosclerosis, is a cardiovascular disease. And we have diabetes also, right? Or neuropathic disease, diabetes, and we have so many diseases. Cancer, you can even get cancer from not eating properly, right? You can even get cancer. So if we continue to name, there's so many diseases that we can list on tonight, from that of undernutrition and that of overnutrition.
Okay, thank you for our listeners today. This is the Premier Stock, and today we have with us Mr. Joel T. Walker. Joel T. Walker is a Liberian. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in anesthesia technology, and also he's pursuing a master's. And he holds a variety of certificates in nutrition. So tonight is our guest, and we are discussing nutrition and both